looks were bad.
Give me one reason why I shouldn't have my boy here pull your head off.
How about a magic trick? I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. Ta-da! It's gone. Oh, and by the way, the suit, it wasn't cheap. You ought to know, you bought it.
Shit. I want to hear proposition.
Let's wind the clocks back a year. These cops and lawyers wouldn't dare cross any of you. I mean, what happened? Did your balls drop off? You see, a guy like me...
Freak.
A guy like me... Look, listen. I know why you choose to have your little group therapy sessions in broad daylight. I know why you're afraid to go out at night. The Batman. See, Batman has shown Gotham your true colors, unfortunately. Dent, he's just the beginning. And as for the television's so-called plan, Batman has no jurisdiction. He'll find him and make him squeal. I know the squealers when I see them. And
What do you propose?
it's simple. We kill the Batman.
If it's so simple, why haven't you done it already?
If you're good at something, never do it for free.
How much you want?
Half. You're crazy. I'm not. No, I'm not. If we don't deal with this now, soon, little Gamble here won't be able to get a nickel for his grandma.
Enough from the clown.
Let's not blow this out of proportion.
You think you could steal from us and just walk away?
Yeah.
I'm putting the word out. 500 grand for this clown dead. $1 million alive, so I can teach him some manners first.
All right, so listen, why don't you give me a call when you want to start taking things a little more seriously? Here's my card.
What beautiful acting are we witnessing, right? What beautiful acting are we witnessing tonight, bro? Look, chat, what do y'all think? What do y'all think the Joker really stood for in that video? Let me ask y'all that. I really put that out there because I want y'all to really see what I'm trying to get at. Look, the way of the world right now is a tumultuous time. And as you know, it's so tumultuous that I'm using big words. I've had time to sit back and read the fucking dictionary. It's been a tumultuous time because of the fact that we are in some shenanigans that cannot be stopped. We're in some fuckery and some duckery. Today's St. Patty Day, or was St. Patty's Day. You know, everybody's out drunk, having fun time, having a fucking wild time because they want to have fun. And I see, you know, BHD in the chat, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about freedom today, bro. Because at the end of the day, we're all about to lose it. We're really all about to lose our freedoms. The way I'm seeing everybody just being out and about and drinking and just having fun and having a party lifestyle, but not really worrying about how things are really moving, right? Nobody's really giving a fuck. I was out at St. Patty's Day and nobody gave a fuck about no Epstein files, no war going on. Nobody pretended like it was really a war. I genuinely felt like everybody's in their own world. They truly don't give a fuck on what's going on. And realistically, that's where we're at in life, right? Like, I genuinely think we're at the precipice of World War III. I know, precipice, another big word. I'm really extending my vocab because look, bro. It's seeming more and more that this war is going to keep on keeping on. Like, there's no stopping this war at this point. At this point, they're talking about it was 24 hours, then it was about a week long. Now we're like 10 days in, about to go to a month, and then now it's going to be 6 months long. I don't know what they're talking about, that this is a quick war. Trump talking about, hey, look, hey, we already won. Brother, what are you talking about? Hello? Stop it. Stop it! We're getting gaslighted to the fucking brink. This is like when your bitch talking about, no, I wasn't at his house. Okay, well, I spent the night, but we only cuddled. It was too big. Like, bitch, we don't believe you. Like, they're talking about, bro, it's only gonna be a couple more days, a couple more hours, whatever. Like, this is like what gets my stomach turning and churning, bro. This is like I said, when your bitch texting you, look, I was just, trying to closure. We're trying to find closure. She at her ex house talking about, I'm trying to find closure. Your stomach turning, you texting her like, oh, no, don't do this to me. That's how Trump treating us right now, bro. I just want some closure. It's only going to be a couple more hours. I'm just over here. We didn't even do nothing. We just cuddled. That's how Trump is treating this fucking war. Oh, we're just cuddling. It's not a war. It's not a war. Bro, he's like over here cuddling, talking about, we not fucking though. Bitch, I know you fucking. Stop it. Stop it. Like, they say it's an operation. I can't believe that they're thinking the American population is that fucking dumb. It's seeming like they're looking at you dead in the face and being like, you stupid, shit your ass down, you're not doing nothing. And that's the problem, bro. Like, at this point, I think they stopped giving a fuck. There's no excuses anymore at the fact that, hey, we gotta, invade for freedom. Bro, we need that oil. You don't know what to do with that. Give me that. You don't know what to do. Give me that. That's how Trump playing right now. Y'all seen the memes, right? Give me that. You don't know what to do with that. So he took over Venezuela for the simple fact that we needed that oil. They did that shit just so they could start this war. And there is no denying that this is a war. Because there was some official in the White House talking about, look, we're going to let the lawyers handle that. We're not going to talk about a war because if it's an operation, it's under legal bounds. But if it is a full-out war, it's illegal and it is an impeachable offense. And now he out here in Kentucky fucking endorsing Jake Paul. Bro, this is the level of fuckery I can't handle, bro. So I want you to get a cold one. Just kick back tonight because I got a fucking peace of mind tonight, man. Yeah, man, nobody cares anymore. I'm vocal maxing for sure. I'm trying to get that clipping system going, But it just seems more and more that a lot of people don't truly give a fuck on what's going on because, bro, they're day to day. They're so locked in on paying their rent, so locked in on just working. And, bro, same with me. I've fucking not been streaming because I'm like, bro, fuck that. I need my bag. You got to focus on money. You got to pay rent. You got to pay your bills to really keep on keeping on. If you're going to fucking do what you want to do in life, you can't let nothing stop you. So at the end of the day, only thing stopping anybody is money, right? So if you get money, anything is possible. I know, your parents always tell you anything is possible. If you put hard work and dedication to it, anything is possible. They're straight up lying to you from a young age. Because not anything is possible. Anything is possible if you don't have any fucks to give, first of all. And then second is a lot of money. If you have no fucks to give, you could be the president. And the reason I played that bit from The Dark Knight earlier is because it truly seems like the Joker, Trump has become the Joker. He's like, I'm not going to destroy America for free. I'm not gonna destroy them for free. Like, I don't vote, right? Like, I don't believe in none of this shit. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm also from Pakistan. Over there, bro, we already knew from the jump that all of our fucking elections are rigged. And I don't want to say that because this is all, in my opinion, GTA RP, HDMI cable, PS5 360. I'm just listing off what I'm thinking, right? Like, this is nothing for anybody to take into like a full-on, he knows his history. I'm just talking as like a normal American that's feeling the burn, the fucking, the absolute rug and tug that we've been getting from every place of life. You know, just absolute shafting. At this point, I do wish they dropped the bombs, right? At least we have something to look forward to, right? And I wish they fucking, like, turned that bitch into a parking lot. A couple streams ago, I was talking about the fact that Iran, if they back down from this, they're bitching, right? If they back out, if they don't fight, hey, they pussy. America needs to get out there and get to work, right? I was genuinely talking about the fact that if Iran backed out this time after they killed the leader, and realistically, the new leader, let's go ahead and get it packed up. Like, let's go ahead and get him packed up. That boy lost his father, his wife, and his daughter. Hey, yo, you created a demon. You about to get Satan's greatest soldiers. You're about to get some work. Bro, you ever like go up to some kid in school and you know they got like mommy daddy issues, right? And their dad finally leaves their mom, so you go like, hey, they finally divorced them, and you get them, you knew it was your fault, and then they on your head top, like they giving you a fucking 35-piece combo because all the anger they did not take out at their parents, they're taking it out on you, and now that you're getting Pete and repeat over and over again. So it's over. So it's kind of the same thing right now, right? This boy about to go OT. He's about to go OT. So America needs to realize, bro, like, we picked on the kid that has been going through so much trauma all his life. His dad's been beating him. His mom been beating him. And they were getting divorced. So the household was terrible. And America goes, listen, your mom and dad split up because you're the problem. And now he gets to take out all his anger on you because you told him his daddy don't love his mommy, which is true overall, but Iran about to give belt to ass. That's all I can say, because America's talking about the draft. What? Draft kings or draft beers? What are we talking about? We better not be talking about getting somebody packed in and packed off to another country to fight a war that they wanted. Not us. Not us, right? So I genuinely think it's kind of crazy how well propaganda does work, though. There are some people I truly talk to, and they are sold on this whole propaganda shit. They are sold on the fact that, listen, hey, we are supposed to be over there. How about we get boots on the ground? Boots on the ground? How about take this boot up your ass? We can't even buy boots in America right now, bro. Motherfuckers are broke as hell. Motherfuckers can't even buy boots. And you're talking about boots on the ground in fucking a country that most people cannot even pronounce, right? Like, what is the level of fuckery? Do you just go like, yo, like, I'm kind of tired, bro. Like, I'm genuinely tired of this, right? What level does America finally go like, hey, yo, we've been bamboozled and we have to recover from this? Because right now, it's seeming more and more that we've been bamboozled to a level that nobody gives a fuck. People are just chilling, talking about, hey, we having fun. We're still living life. People are not taking this shit serious at all. And I guess it is what it is. The way I looked at, you know, the St. Patty's parade, I saw people having fun. Even though I got there late as hell. I don't know why motherfuckers start parades at 10 a.m. on a Saturday, bro. I'm trying to sleep. Like, 10 a.m. on a Saturday, you're trying to start a parade, bro? What are you doing? Like, you got nothing else to do? But I got there hella late. The parade was already done, and people were already lit and drunk. I'm like, bro, why are you so vulnerable in these streets, bro? What if Iranians just drop down from the sky and just now start terrorizing y'all? Because apparently CNN, BBC, and all these other fucking social media and political news channels talking about, oh, there's gonna be attack on United States. Like, bro, on land. It's gonna be a domestic. It's like they're preparing you, like they're genuinely preparing you for a false flag, right? They try to have a false flag in New York with the guy throwing a grenade or whatever, right? Let me look. New York. Kid throwing bomb in New York. Like, it's just, this has to be Bob behavior. Like, this kid, apparently, this boy right here, this motherfucker right here, he threw some bombs. Like, the cops are coming right there. He didn't see that? And I don't know if these terrorists just getting bad. Like, bro, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? They gotta be faking these false flags, right? Like, they gotta be faking them at this point. Like, is he getting cloud pictures? Oh, man, I can't even focus on the thing. How do I? Fuck it. Chat, are we dead ass? Like, he's having a photo op when he's lighting this shit. Are we dead ass? And he didn't even have them shits explode. Like, is he aura farming here? Chat, is he fucking aura farming here? Like, bro, at this point, they're fucking with us. Like, at this point, these false flags are getting crazy. Because they're talking about, bro, they're going to be sending drones to California. They're going to be hitting. Like, what are you talking about? And I know people that are smarter than they are, and they're talking about, bro, they're gonna take over. We need to do boots on the ground. Iran was always a problem. I was like, what? My allergies kicking in because that shit sound like bullshit. What do you mean Iran's always been a problem? Like, are we serious? Are we that gung-ho about war? The sleeper cells. What are we? Bro, the sleepers. Are you dead ass? Are we dead ass? The sleeper cells. What are the sleeper cells? I don't understand, America. Sleeper cells. Am I gonna... We fight for Iran. Like, what do you mean? Like, they're gonna wake up all of a sudden, serve Iran? Bro, no. They're gonna be chasing these white booty bitches. Like, they gonna get themselves a big booty Judy. This is a fucking incel. Like, this is an incel. He hasn't smelled pussy in about 10, 15 years since he came out one. Like, this is not like somebody that's gotten pussy in his life. He's having a photo op and there's cops waiting. Like, this is the biggest. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. If he was a BBL bandit, we would have been fine. Like, I don't know what kind of photo op he's having. He's throwing fucking bricks. He's lobbing up bricks. Bro, it didn't even explode. Bro, are these extremists failed? Yeah, exactly. Bro, you playing with me, bro. You gargling on my cock, bro. Like, these false flags are getting out of hand, and they had one in Texas too. Like, it's seeming more and more that they're trying to take this to the next level and push on this narrative that Muslims are bad. Why would he attack the first Muslim mayor of New York City? The guy in Austin, Texas had a property of Allah shirt with Iran flag underneath it and a Quran in the car. Bro, they're looking at us as imbeciles, as stupid actual degenerates. And it is questioning my sanity because it's like, bro, they don't give a fuck at this point. They're like, bro, give it to the boomers. They're gonna, bro, because I see boomers. Oh, you know them brown people. They're coming over here. Yo, they are fucking cooking y'all's brain. Like, I see why the boomers are so cooked. They blew out their fucking brain cells at every fucking conflict. Bro, we had Iraq and Afghanistan happen, what, 10, 15 years ago? And you're allowing that to happen again? And I'm seeing Facebook memes. Yes, I'm on Facebook. It helps with fucking comedy shows. But I'm seeing Facebook memes. Oh, Iran's getting beat. Iran's getting whooped. If they were getting whooped, then how are we still fucking 2 weeks in and nothing has happened? How are we 2 weeks in? And they're destroying desalination plants, which give the actual people water. You're talking about, oh, we need to harm military installations. We need to harm this. We need to harm that. But you're hitting water plants where they can, bro, the biggest problem Iran has, the biggest weakness any planet has is its water. And Middle East has the worst water problem possible. Same thing with Dubai. So right now, I feel like even though America might be blowing their shit to smithereens, because America's got the best military, and I'm with it. I'm with that shit. I'm with it. But we have to do it in the right manner. We can't just be sending motherfuckers boots on the ground. We need to take over this country. All because of some crazy shit they needed us to forget about. This Epstein shit ain't going away. People started getting put away, and they said, like, hey, that ain't happening. Bro, Prince Andrew got packed in and packed up. So, I don't know what they're really doing at this point with this war. It's just seeming more and more that they're hiding something. They're getting really, really anxious about what's in those files and how everybody in the fucking political sphere is included in everything that we used to believe about our government. The fact that, oh, it's all a setup. They're doing this shit to make you, think a certain way. They're trying to manipulate you to get your money at the end of the day, right? They're making, not make America great again, is making Israel great again, it seems like. I feel like the more and more you look at this, it's seeming like all of them are sitting at a table preparing for the end times, as you say. Because this has become a biblical prophecy, right? That's what everybody talks about. This has become a higher than you and me. It's become a super religious / biblical prophecy. This has become prophetic. We're seeing Trump, getting praise, or what was it? Trump getting prayer. Like, what are we doing here, dude? It seems ritualistic as fuck. Why are they all putting their hands on him like he's the wall? Well, I think this might be AI. I'm pretty sure this is the OG. Like, this is seeming weird. This is everybody's pledging allegiance. It's seeming like they're all pledging allegiance. Like, I don't know if this one is real, but I know this is real. But it's weird. It's genuinely weird. And they're saying this is not a war. This is just an operation. Oh my God. Stop it. Stop it. That's that bullshit. It's that, stop it. It's more and more every day you just kind of start losing hope. Every day you just kind of sit back and go like, yo, what the fuck are we really doing? They have millions of dollars to send a fucking missile at paintings of planes. Yes, they were apparently hitting paintings with $1 million missiles. Are we serious? Chat, am I getting fake news or what is going on? Because it's seeming like they're really finessing every dime and dollar out of you. Talking about, hey, if gas gets expensive, that means we're getting money. We getting richer. We. It's not we. when the tariffs need to get paid back, it's the companies that, and who are these companies? It's his boys, Trump's boys. I don't know, chat. I feel like the more I look into this stuff, the more it just kind of makes me mad, and I don't know how to get out of this, right? Like that's the craziest part. After all the complaining, all the misery you can have from this, like you don't really know how to like take what's the next step. I don't know. The first step I do know is like we need to sit back and see what the fuck we're doing. Step one is recognizing the problem. Talking about boots on the ground. Oh, it needs to be 500,000 people need to get packed up. And the more and more you look at it, they're talking about 140 injured. So and so blew up a plane. They've already spent $10 billion in the first like week of the war. $10 billion. I mean, at this point, the numbers they're playing with, it doesn't even sound real, right? Like $10 billion doesn't even sound. It's like only 10 billion. Okay, we're doing good so far. But when you compare it to we're in debt like $30 trillion, like you're like, oh my god, bro, I make like fucking 30K a year. Like, what are you talking about? Like, no American is really understanding the bro, they're spending your yearly salary per hour. Maybe even per minute. Like, I'm pretty sure it's per minute they're sending your yearly salary on some fucking guy just getting shitted on. I don't know, bro. Like, this is greed. This is a level of disrespect. And honestly, at this point, all you can really do is just like realize what's going on. Recognize like the bullshit. And bring other people to recognize the bullshit. And I think that's when things change. Because right now, I think a lot of people are still asleep. I sometimes feel like a bot. I feel like, what am I doing? Because at the end of the day, is the us versus them mentality. And I'm not even talking about us versus them as in America versus Iran. Iran, my bad. America versus Iran. Or Israel versus Iran. Because we know what they want. Israel wants to be the superpower of the world. They've said it themselves. The Greater Israel Project is basically, or the Greater Israel, whatever they call it, is basically America. They're taking this step towards America's downfall. Because if they get America stuck in this war, it's churning up this beast of a machine, which is just the American economy. And at a certain point, you exhaust it so much, it's just going to implode. And I think that's my biggest fear is like when people realize, like average people realize their money isn't worth anything, it's going to be chaos. And I'm really not trying to spread like propaganda and scare people, but like they've built bunkers. Like look at billionaire bunkers, bro. Like Mark, well, I don't know if bro, I'm not trying to see. Even the Indians are getting at it, bro. Like they're going straight Fallout in this. Okay, I gotta find like an actual thing, but they're going and buying islands. Well, we already know one of the big boys got island for what reason, but they get islands and they're putting bunkers on them. They got their way packed in, and they're like, hey, we know what we're about to do when shit pops off. It's seeming more and more nuclear is becoming a question for defense. Oh, if we need to defend ourselves, we will drop nukes. And I don't know, like, is it that deep? Apparently they weren't that strong, right? What happened? Why are we talking about nukes? Why are we talking about drafts? For the younger generation, the future seems bleak. It really does. I'm trying to, like, not think about those things, not think about all the extra stuff you have going on, but in front of your face, they're basically spitting at you, telling you can, pick up yourself with your bootstraps, do this, do that, have a good attitude. Yet they bomb a fucking city with $1 billion bomb, and they're like, it's pretty normal. I don't know. I'm bothered by it all. I really am. But how about this? We get into why we, invaded Iraq. And then
Iraq's 1991 defeat by a US-led coalition set in motion a series of events which would ultimately lead to another US invasion in 2003. But this new invasion was not just a continuation of 1991. New leaders, revived disputes, and the shock of the 9/11 terrorist attacks all result in one of recent history's most
and at this point, we all know 9/11 became synonymous with an inside job, right? Like everybody questions it now.
Controversial wars.
But that's the thing, boomers still don't, because everybody in the new age, let me put it that way.
Why did the US invade Iraq again? After the end of the Gulf War in February 1991, the United Nations Security Council adopts Resolution 687. It requires that Iraq pay reparations, destroy all chemical and biological weapons and missiles, and not pursue nuclear weapons. Together, these weapons are called Weapons of Mass Destruction, or WMDs. The UN imposes economic and military sanctions until Iraq complies with the resolution. During the Gulf War, Saddam gave orders to prepare chemical and biological weapons, including 1,200 chemical aircraft bombs, 13,000 gas artillery shells, 8,320 Grad rockets loaded with nerve agents, and 25 biological weapon rockets. Coalition troops trained to fight on a chemical battlefield.
We've never been put into a position where we've actually had to go into combat in a chemical environment before, so this is all new to us. Got new equipment, newer style gas masks. We train, we practice, we go through the gas chambers, but we've never really applied ourselves as a combat unit.
Facing bullets is one thing, facing chemical gas.
Bro, this is seeming like fucking Fallout, bro. This seems like Fallout. Like, what?
It just, it just seems like they're cheating.
But Saddam does not use these weapons, although he previously did in the Iran-Iraq War and against rebel groups within Iraq, including civilians.
Damn.
After 1991, UN inspectors also uncover a former Iraqi uranium enrichment program. Some in Washington, including President George H.W. Bush, want to depose Saddam, but many countries oppose this. So Bush seeks to withdraw troops and create a post-Cold War system based on international cooperation.
But I would repeat here, I do not want to send out the impression that U.S. troops will be permanently stationed in the Gulf. I want them back.
Well, they ended up there for a while, and they are technically still there to this day.
So we're still working, we're just beginning to work out these security arrangements, but one of it, a part of it will not be a continued presence of substantial quantities of U.S. troops. I'd like to see them all out of there as soon as possible, but
that is the language they're going to use when people are in Iran. I promise you, bro, just listen to their language. They're using particular corporate speak, and it's heinous.
There's some shorter run security problems that I don't want to underestimate.
But the US and some allies are still militarily involved. They airdrop aid and create 2 no-fly zones to protect suppressed Kurdish groups in the north and Shia tribes in the
Kurds are getting clapped every fucking war, bro. Kurds were supposed to go into Iran too recently, but they're getting clapped left there because America kind of fucked them over way back in the I can't remember if it was 91 when they were kind of thrown to the wolves.
south.
Russia.
Saddam's repression isolates Iraq, and sanctions bar selling oil or importing industrial and medical equipment which could have military uses. Agriculture and health suffer, causing up to 500,000 Iraqis to die of disease and malnutrition. Some experts, though, argue these figures are exaggerated or exacerbated by Iraqi actions in order to gain sympathy. Iraq claims to destroy all WMDs, but inspectors cannot confirm this, and they complain of poor cooperation and potential deception. So UN sanctions continue during President Bill Clinton's policy of containment, although an oil for food program allows Iraq to sell some oil. In 1998, UN inspectors request to search off-limits areas like presidential palaces. Saddam refuses and accuses the inspectors of cooperating with US and Israeli intelligence, and in some cases, this is true. Saddam expels the inspectors, triggering a US and British military response known as Operation Desert Fox. In December 1998, US and UK forces hit suspected Iraqi weapons facilities with 600 bombs and 415 cruise missiles.
They're trying to throw bombs and make friends, bro. That's like not how it should be.
Clinton also signs the Iraq Liberation Act, providing support for exiled opposition groups.
So long as Saddam remains in power, he will remain a threat to his people, his region, and the world. With our allies, we must pursue a strategy to contain him and to constrain his weapons of mass destruction program. While working toward the day, Iraq has a government willing to live at peace with its people and with its neighbors.
Russia, France, China, and some Arab nations condemn the attack. Russia, China, and France want to reduce sanctions, probably because they want lucrative oil concessions.
Bro,
Some
why
Iraqi
is
neighbors
oil in the middle of it all, bro? That's the problem. Like, every time America hears oil, like, they're fucking bringing democracy right to your door. As soon as they hear oil, they're right to your door and bringing democracy.
like Jordan and Turkey also smuggle Iraqi oil. By 2000, Iraq is arguably recovering, with oil sales doubling GDP per capita between 1997 and 2000. The CIA concludes Saddam is secure against internal threats and that he's rehabilitating his international standing.
I mean, they did kind of get him like fucked up, bro. He ended up dying with like a fucking stick in his ass, bro. Like pause. They shoved a fucking bayonet in his ass and killed him, bro. Like, it's kind of crazy how well America controls media. Because they turned Iraqis into absolute like war with each other type. Like it kind of hurts seeing that because, bro, Iraq was supposed to be very well trained and very well military wise. Then every other Middle Eastern country watched these two motherfuckers. Dick Cheney, I believe, is this guy. Absolutely ravaged that country. About 1 million Iraqis dead. The numbers are all over the place. 500,000 to 1 million. Some say 2 million, 3 million. Yet we know that that other number is absolutely solid. That 6 million number stays 6 million. But the Iraqi number, oh, it could be 500,000. It could be 1 million. It could be 2 million. We don't know. What is real? You know? What is real? Israel? I don't know. But they talked about weapons of mass destruction. They talked about we need to do this for the freedom. We need to do this for liberty, justice for all. Oh, they got justice for real. I don't know. I feel like that's the same bullshit playbook they're going through right now. And we're hearing it in their corporate language, you know?
In January 2001, George W. Bush, son of former President George H.W. Bush, becomes president. His campaign
You
focused
wanna
on
be
domestic
mod?
issues, but this
I will
all
double
changes
check,
on September
man. I
11th,
don't know how to do all that
2001.
extra technology.
The 9/11 terrorist attack.
And this is what I'm talking about, bro. I'm starting to think they want something like this again. They want to make this another false flag. I mean, now we know, bro, they found fucking passports. Perfect. Like, there is a plane in this fucking building. The guy that lost the most amount, he lost 600 people in his chain. What is his name? He was linked with Epstein. He lived in fucking apartment 11. Epstein lived in 9. Dude, they're fucking with us, man.
Forced the Bush administration into action. U.S. intelligence identifies terrorists.
And they trained Osama bin Laden, dude. Osama bin Laden was CIA. He was CIA originally.
Organization Al-Qaeda, led by exiled Saudi Osama bin Laden, as responsible. In the 1990s, Al-Qaeda had launched attacks against U.S. interests to protest U.S. support for Israel and military presence in Saudi Arabia. In October 2001, U.S. forces invade Afghanistan, where bin Laden lives. The U.S. administration also links Al-Qaeda to Iraq. The 9/11 attack was much more sophisticated than earlier bombings, causing some to suspect state sponsorship. Although Bush never explicitly says Iraq is directly responsible for 9/11, U.S. officials point to Iraq's WMD history, claiming Iraq could provide terrorists with devastating weapons. It's a powerful argument in the post-9/11 environment of American insecurity and
It just seems fake, dude. I don't even know them motherfuckers could write English like that, you know? I don't even know they can write English that clear. I feel like everything comes down to Israel and America's best friend relationship, and then Muslims being the haters, which is insane. It just seems so fake and so manufactured.
Anthrax attacks. In January 2002, Bush calls out a so-called axis of evil.
North Korea is a regime arming with missiles and weapons of mass destruction while starving its citizens.
You hear how that language is used every time? Oh, they're starving them, and then they're also coming up with mass destruction weapons. Like, what do you mean? Are we talking rocket launchers? Are we talking about Dookie Glocks? Like, are we talking about Glock Dookies? Are we talking about nukes? What are these weapons of mass destruction we're talking about? Glock Dookies or nukes? Cause stop playing with me, bro.
Iran aggressively pursues these weapons and exports terror, while an unelected few repress the Iranian people's hope for freedom. Iraq continues to flaunt its hostility toward America and to support terror. The Iraqi regime has plotted to develop anthrax and nerve gas and nuclear weapons.
And nuke, bro, he's hitting all the fucking check boxes. He's like, it could be A, it could be B. Let's just go with E, all of the above. Like, come on, bruh.
For over a decade. This is a regime that has already used poison gas to murder thousands of its own citizens, leaving the bodies of mothers huddled over their dead children.
Bush's approval rating reaches 90%, the highest ever recorded. But U.S. intelligence struggles to link Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden. The CIA claims
crazy. Like, they just needed a scapegoat. That's all I can say. Like, the more I read about it, it just seems like they just needed a scapegoat. Oh, you want bro? Let me figure it out after a stream. Let me get through the stream, and I got you.
Government links to Iraq-based Al-Qaeda operative Abu Musab al-Zarqawi.
Like, they got nukes, and they're scared of this guy with a fucking pipe rifle. They're scared of this guy with a pipe rifle.
And 9/11 plotter Mohammed Atta, but evidence is weak. Instead, experts conclude Al-Qaeda and Iraq are generally opposed. Bin Laden, for example, declared Iraq as heretical for its secularism. Others claim Saddam is a rational actor who doesn't want...
The thing is, the more I see it, everything they're doing seems like an inside job. Because they caught Israeli spies in Dubai trying to bomb some buildings. They're really doing these inside jobs and getting caught up. And people are like, no, that never happened. Let's not forget, bro. They're faking a lot of this shit. When wars start, truth goes out the window. When a war starts, you just know you're getting lied to in every direction. Do your own research. When I'm getting on stream, I'm not studying that much before you. I might watch a video here and there so I fucking formulate my opinion. But as y'all see, when I get on stream, I'm watching all this shit with y'all. I'm fucking learning with y'all, you know? But this is getting like absolutely to a fucking reality check. This is like, they're bullshitting us. They're bullshitting us.
To attack America. Professor Adam Cobb is among the critics. The president and others have repeatedly said that Saddam could hand over WMD to al-Qaeda. It is certainly technically possible, but they have never provided more than vague innuendo to suggest what incentives Saddam might gain from doing so. This is because the proposition does not bear scrutiny.
Because he wanted to stand away from the American system. He didn't want to be part of the dollar system. He wanted to sell the oil in his own currency. And America was like, no. Let's go ahead and stop it. Stop it. You need to trade it in this oil, pussy boy.
Government figures later retract statements linking Iraq to 9/11. But in October 2002, 66% of Americans believe Iraq assisted the attack. The same month, U.S. Congress authorizes force against Iraq, with 97% of Republican...
Look at Joe Biden. Joe Biden, bro. Mr. Joe Biden. Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe, just happy and ready for war.
57% of Democrat senators voting in favor. There are many reasons the US invades Iraq in 2003, but the key elements include an acute sense of danger, neoconservative opportunism, Bush's presidency, and Iraqi miscalculations. Iraqi possession or pursuit of WMDs forms the central US argument.
This guy, if that's all, chat, if this is all chemicals, he's cooked. He's cooked. I mean, they're cooked too. But he's like ultimately cooked, bro. He's the most fried of them all, bro. He is toast. He's getting cancer tomorrow. He's standing in the worst amount of chemical possible. They're at least spraying it. They're a little bad. Like he's being a little careful, but this guy is cooked. His lungs are absolutely mush. He's gonna go home and cough up 4 kidneys, bro.
Iraqi possession or pursuit of WMDs forms the central US argument. The US claims Iraq breached the 1991 ceasefire after expelling inspectors in 1998 and may hand WMDs to terrorists.
Like the crazy part is, bro, these motherfuckers want you to run your country how they want you to run your country, bro. And then they get mad at you for running your country the way you want to run it. Like it's
Europe and the Middle East
insane.
Are also concerned about Iraqi WMDs. So British Prime Minister Tony Blair and US Secretary of State Colin Powell encouraged Bush to take a diplomatic approach via the UN. In November 2002, the UN Security Council unanimously passes Resolution 1441 under US pressure, demanding the return of weapon inspectors. Importantly, the resolution does not allow for the use of force and gives Saddam a final opportunity to comply. Saddam accepts, and UN and International Atomic Energy Agency inspectors, led by Hans Blix and Mohammed El-Baradei, return. They often visit sites based on US intelligence, but find no WMDs. Could there be 100% certainty about the existence of weapons of mass destruction, but 0% knowledge about their location? The CIA did not see 9/11 coming. So it's under pressure to find Iraqi WMDs and prevent another potentially more devastating attack. Intelligence figures do not fabricate evidence, but they are affected by political priorities.
Do we know if this is Israel? Like, do we know? I don't know. It's seeming more and more they might be fucking behind some of this crazy shit. With this Epstein shit coming out, they were talking about it.
Media pressure and public fears, meaning they give more weight to evidence linking Iraq and WMDs than evidence to the contrary. Much of the intel they focus on is faulty, especially from Iraqi exiles who want to remove Saddam or seek personal gain. One important Germany-based asset, Rafid Ahmed Alman, also known as Curveball, provides detailed information on supposed mobile biological
weapons. What type of nickname is that? Curveball? What type of goofy-ass nickname is that? Curveball. Shut your goofy ass up.
Weapons labs. German intelligence doubts the story, but the CIA accepts it. As Blix explains, it's hard to disprove something exists. The mobile bioweapon production units have become a big ticket. Some have told me that the information is not all that solid. Without evidence, how do we know? I was asked in the council...
Bro, somebody lied!
...whether it was plausible, and I said yes. After all, we are told that the Russians did it in rail cars. But it is strange that no satellite pictures or other pictures were taken, only human stories. The US also ignores expert skepticism and accepts British claims that Iraq bought uranium from Niger. The documents related to the case are later shown to be frauds. Although some US intelligence officials insist that much of the intel can't yet be confirmed, government officials publicly release it anyway. The US intelligence community is also fragmented. Undersecretary of Defense for Policy Douglas Feith establishes a rival intelligence subgroup within the Pentagon which aggressively promotes evidence of Iraqi WMDs. The CIA develops a national intelligence estimate reinforcing...
These motherfuckers just wanted to go to war, bro. It's as simple as that. Nowadays, they don't want to do all this extra shit. They're like, bro, yeah, fuck it. Let's go ahead and get them packed up. Like they're turning
many WMD
like too
claims.
many pages too quick.
It says there is no link between Saddam and Al-Qaeda, but also suggests Saddam could forge one if he wanted to. On February 5th, 2003, Powell
They're going off of, oh, they could be bros. Like, I seen them at the same party. They could be bro. Like, what? Bro, imagine, like, you go to a party and they're like, yeah, bro, I seen you at the same... You were on the 3rd floor. This motherfucker was in the basement. Y'all gotta be friends. Like, what are you talking about? You might be in the same building, but you're not homies.
Presents U.S. findings to the UN Security Council. His presentation includes much of the under-verified information, like the mobile labs, and shows photograph captions more certain than the evidence allows. The U.S. administration and media celebrate...
Bro, that shit looks fake as hell. Somebody in America fucking got a piece of land and just stood on... Took pictures of fucking couple of trailers, forklifts, what? This does not seem like a fucking nuclear facility.
The presentation as a smoking gun, especially intercepted conversations like this one.
إبراهيم وياك رفع عبارة عوامل الأعصاب أينما وردت فيها التعليمات اللاسلكية زيني صار.
However,
what is that bullshit? They have... Bruh. I kicked my internet out? I think we should be back, Chad. Hold on a second. Is we good? Is we running or gunning? Bro, that's genuinely ghetto as hell. I knocked my internet loose, bro. I genuinely knocked my internet loose. Oh my god, that was goofy as hell.
Although insecurity undoubtedly influenced US policy, some academics argue neoconservative opportunism drives American action. This argument focuses on officials like Vice President Dick Cheney, Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld, his deputy Paul Wolfowitz, and advisor Richard Pearl.
Bro, Dick Cheney looks like a fucking pervert, bro. Like, look at him. Look at him.
Supported by think tanks and academics who develop an ideology of unilateral American military intervention to directly support US economic and strategic interests. Some neoconservatives oppose the 1990s containment strategy, support exiled Iraqi opposition, and advocate Saddam's removal. They claim multilateral cooperation with allies hindered US actions in Kosovo and elsewhere, undermining American credibility. Influential think tank Project for the New American Century even suggests before 9/11 that an event like a, quote, new Pearl Harbor could galvanize American military rearmament.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Every fucking big war, when they're trying to sell the war, they're like, bro, let's just get it popping, bro. Let's just get it popping. Let's get something popping.
Some therefore argue that 9/11 is an opportunity to set up a pro-US Iraqi client state and promote Israeli interests, which many neocons firmly support. Some State Department diplomats oppose the neoconservatives and persuade Bush to seek another UN resolution. But initial success in Afghanistan and widespread public and political support reinforces the pro-war neoconservative position, which claims Iraqi ceasefire breaches authorize US military action. Some also argue that oil plays a role.
Of course it does, bruh!
Iraq has around 60% of known oil reserves at the time and is much cheaper than US-produced oil. US reliance on Middle Eastern oil has also increased from 8% in 1985 to 21% in 2001. Some critics claim neoconservatives want to use American military power to maintain unsustainable oil consumption at home. Other critics say the US priority is preventing French, Russian, or Chinese access to Iraqi oil reserves. Academics also argue neoconservatives promote a militarized, unilateral form of liberal democracy. Bush adds democratizing Iraq as a justification for the war, but this is not very persuasive for the American public. Even so, neoconservatives hope democracy can revolutionize the region, aid Israel, allow the US to withdraw troops from
Why is always Israel, like, involved in all this shit, bro? It's like, aid Israel. How is Israel always getting aided, bro? I just can't believe this.
Saudi Arabia, and improve US security. They also assume advanced weapons and a grateful population will make regime change relatively low cost, as Cheney explains in 2002.
And Chad, how similar does that sound to what's going on right now?
We have great information. They're going to welcome us. It will be like the American army going through the streets of Paris. They're sitting there ready to form a new government. The people will be so happy with their freedoms that we'll probably back ourselves out of there within a month or two.
And does that not sound like the bullshit they're running right now? This is like a fucking play-by-play of what happened in Iran. Now it's happening. Like, play-by-play in Iran, what's going on happened in Iraq, bruh.
There are political scientists who counter-argue that the neoconservatives were not so influential. Frank Harvey argues that many Americans from across the political spectrum promoted regime change. He says Democrats like Bill Clinton and Al Gore supported regime.
Bro, they're all literally... Every motherfucker, these two motherfuckers, every motherfucker, they're on the same coin. Two faces of the same coin, bro. Two faces of the same coin, man.
Change and would also have invaded.
Obviously, I'm pretty sure they're on the same party, but
had they been in power post 9/11. Some writers also suggest that critics of the neoconservatives are actually trying to retroactively mask their own support for the war. Neoconservative writer Robert Kagan agrees. Prominent intellectuals, both liberal and conservative, have turned on their friends and allies in an effort to avoid opprobrium for a war they publicly supported. Politicians have twisted themselves into pretzels to explain away their support for the war, or better still, to blame someone else for persuading them to support it. An extension of the neoconservative argument also claims Bush oversees a shift in US doctrine which dooms international cooperation and made invasion of Iraq more likely. The idea of the Bush Doctrine focuses on so-called preventive war, attacking an opponent before they can gain the means to potentially attack you.
This is the only time I've seen anybody of color in the whole video is when they're like serving the American people. Anybody of color.
Attacking an opponent before they can gain the means to potentially attack you.
White is right to them,
The US claims the right to attack Iraq based on previous treaty violations, even if Iraq was only seeking to develop WMDs.
If motherfuckers in the locker room are racist now, these motherfuckers in the cabinet, the Congress, all of them like 20 years ago, bro, they must have been the most. They're like these brown motherfuckers, you know? I bet you they were throwing some slurs around, bro. Oh shit. Hold on a second. I fucking got too many buttons on the mouse, man. What? Oh my god. I gotta fix this. Like, the amount of fucking crazy slurs they had, bro, I'm telling you, must have been insane.
Without yet having them. In a 2002 speech, Bush claims older strategies of deterrence no longer apply. For much of the last century, America's defense relied on the Cold War doctrines of deterrence and containment. But new threats also require new thinking. Deterrence means nothing against shadowy terrorist networks with no nation or citizens to defend. Containment is not possible when unbalanced dictators with weapons of mass destruction can deliver those weapons on missiles.
They just wanted to get some popping off, bro. That's all it was. They got itchy, bro. They got an itchy trigger finger, bro.
Or secretly provide them to terrorist allies. Some commentators claim the Bush Doctrine is a radical departure from a post-Cold War rules-based system anchored around international organizations like the UN. Although Bush wanted UN resolutions to appease allies, he always maintained the right to act unilaterally. Others highlight an element of ideological and religious righteousness to his international interventionism.
I think everybody's fucking on this religious path trying to get to fucking heaven. They're all trying to do Lord's work, you know? They're fucking all on this.
Opponents of this view argue the UN-based consensus system was already deteriorating before the Iraq War, and the Bush Doctrine is not a fundamental departure from previous US policy. They see Clinton's 1998 Operation Desert Fox as an example of preventive war. Others, like Christian Alfonsi, argue Bush's personal history is more relevant than his political views, especially Saddam's attempt to assassinate his father in 1993. This fixation on Saddam ran through the Bush dynasty like a malignant strain of DNA, a pathogen always a threat to appear under the right conditions of crisis. But the US alone did not dictate events, since Iraqi actions also played a role. It's now known Iraq destroyed its WMDs before 2003, so why didn't it just say so? Part of it comes down to Saddam's distrust of the weapons inspectors. Iraq provides information on WMD disarmament in 1991 and expects sanctions to be lifted. But the information is insufficient by UN standards, so the sanctions stay. Some experts suggest—
Bro, that's the thing, bro. Like, anytime these sanctions get on there, bro, they're just trying to cripple your economy, bro. That's the problem.
Saddam, who's a convinced anti-Semite,
affects all the regular people. It affects all the regular, average, regular people.
US-Israeli conspiracy, a belief reinforced when some UN inspectors pass information to US and Israeli intelligence. As a result, Iraq destroys documents cataloging its disarmament, which will be a problem for later inspectors. In 1992, Saddam concluded Iraqi cooperation achieves little. One of the mistakes some people make is that when the enemy has decided to hurt you, you believe there is a chance to decrease the harm by acting in a certain way. I have given them everything: the missiles and the chemical, biological, and nuclear weapons. They didn't give us anything in exchange. Well, they have become worse.
Bro, that's the thing. If you keep getting bullied, right? If let's say somebody keeps picking on you, if somebody keeps bullying you, instead of being like, no, just hit me, I won't do it. Bro, you fight back, punch him in their fucking throat, and then be like, hey, what's good then? Like, that's the problem. When you getting belt to ass the whole time, you kind of will get belt to ass till you stand up and fight for yourself, and then that person's gonna be like, oh, okay, my bad, I shouldn't have fucked with him. You know, it's like, Come on now.
By
And
1998,
that's what I feel like Iran's at right now. They've been getting belt to ass too long. Now they're like, bro, fuck it, we going in.
Iraqi officials claim the inspections are a cover for other US and British intentions.
Why should they continue this rhetoric about the possibility of concealment of chemical or biological weapons? This does not serve the purpose of disarmament. It serves the purpose of the aggressive policy of Washington and London. So it is not a United Nations purpose. It's another purpose, which is part of the policy of 2 member states in the Security Council who would like to hurt Iraq politically, economically, by all means, including...
Bro, that's the thing. You need to keep, like, this is with everybody in the world, bro. Keep that fucking glizzy on you, you know? You don't go into a party when everybody got a glizzy and you got no glizzy. You're like, hey, I'll put my glizzy away as long as you protect me. Like, that's what they basically did. They had a they had a Glock Dookie, bro. They had a Glock Dookie, and they were scaring people with the Glock Dookie. People had M4s. People had, you know, all kinds of Kalashnikovs. They had all kinds of rocket launchers at the party. But Iraq came in with the Glock Dookie. And people were scared of the Glock Dookie because the Glock Dookie can do some fucking damage. Stop it! You have a rocket launcher! So, I think it just seems like bullshit to me that you give up all your weapons and then nothing happens but you keep on getting belt to ass. Let's be real.
The use of force.
Instead, some argue Saddam adopts a deterrence strategy based on purposeful WMD ambiguity to deter his main threats, Iran, Israel, and his internal opponents. Frustrating UN weapons inspectors helps maintain credible ambiguity, while sharing information may expose Iraqi scientists and facilities to attack. This fear is based on past experiences. Iran and Iraq continue low-intensity conflict, Israel bombed the Iraqi Osirak nuclear reactor in 1981, and likely assassinated Iraqi scientists. After his 2003 capture, Saddam explains to interrogator George Pirro, "You in America do not see the world that confronts Iraq. I must defend the Arab nation against the Persians and Israelis. The Persians have attacked regularly. They send missiles and infiltrations against us. If they believe we are weak, they will attack. And it is well known that both the Israelis and Persians have nuclear bombs and chemical bombs and biological weapons." Saddam also probably believes WMD ambiguity deters the US, which he thinks fears high casualties. Until March 2003,
yeah, until they're ready to turn your whole country into a parking lot. I think America is afraid of high casualties for sure because of the optics. It will look bad. That's what it is seeming like in this war right now. It looks bad, the American soldiers getting hurt. If too many get hurt, you might end up with a parking lot as a country. You might just have an empty lot with a couple of headlights. That's about it. And that's the problem. America can't take too many losses.
He also thinks any US military action will be like Operation Desert Fox, which his regime survived and arguably benefited from domestically. Standing up to the US internationally also might increase his standing with Arab powers. As a result, some experts conclude Saddam greatly miscalculates 9/11's impact on US attitudes. A 2002 US poll reveals 77% favor war to destroy Iraqi WMDs, with 56% supporting invasion, even if the US suffers thousands of casualties. But Saddam remains focused on historical threats and continues to believe Cold War-style deterrence limits US actions, when in fact WMD ambiguity may actually be provoking them. Saddam's half-brother writes in his diary, "Saddam in his public or private life uses the edge of the abyss policy. The method is similar to playing Russian roulette. This is his mentality and his management style." He later states, "I've tried time and again to get my brother to understand that the world has changed, and that we will be internationally completely sidelined if we can't find a solution that we, the Americans, and the Israelis can live with. But I might as well be talking to the wall.
Well, the wall always gets included.
Iraq's Deputy Prime Minister Tariq Aziz later tells interrogators Saddam was skilled at handling internal issues, but ignorant of international relations. He also claims Saddam's belief, including his confidence in his own armed forces, largely came from sycophantic advisors seeking favors. Whatever the reason, poor
Bro,
Iraqis...
that's the thing. They all love kissing the ass of the white man. That's the problem. They all want a bootleg, bro. In the brown communities, in the communities in Middle East, bro, they make it seem like since the slavery days, if your skin's white, you doing right. Bro, come on. Love yourself.
Cooperation means that by early 2003, Hans Blix cannot confirm Iraqi compliance, even though he has not found any WMDs.
Well, I'm not catering for anybody, neither for Bush or for the Iraqis or for the UK or Moscow. I'm catering for the Security Council. We serve the whole Security Council, and I'm trying to tell the truth, such as it is.
Why he look like a reptile? Huh?
There are some good things to say about what the Iraqis have done. I think they have a decision that they will meet us on procedure, and I do not quite see a determination yet to try to clear up the many questions of the past.
Only in February 2003, after pressure from Russia, does Saddam improve cooperation, including destroying some banned conventional missiles. By now, though, Bush has formed a multinational coalition of the willing supporting an invasion, although most do not commit troops. The UK provides the second biggest armed contribution, followed by Australia and Poland. But most of the world opposes an invasion. Russia, China, and France make it clear they will veto any further UN resolution. US public opinion is in favor, but in some other coalition members, support is much lower. In mid-February, arguably the largest wave of global protests in history opposed the war, as some 35 million people take to the streets in 90 countries. Hans Blix developed specific criteria to confirm Iraqi compliance and says he can implement his plan by April, a proposal many states support. Colin Powell, however, says it will take too long. US military priorities take over, since if it wants to invade, it must do so before the summer heat or risk keeping its massive troops in Kuwait even longer. Unlike in the 1991 war, US troops expect to fight in urban environments like Baghdad.
This is close quarters combat here. Three-dimensional fight. You have basements, you have 3, 4, 5-story buildings, you have furniture that's involved when you go in and clear. You have civilians on the battlefield.
That
you
boy's
have cars
seen
in the
some
way.
shit, bro. He's like
all the stuff that comes with.
He's seen some shit, bro.
A place like New York City, like Frankfurt, like London, you have to deal with all that stuff.
On March 17, 2003, Bush gives Saddam and his sons 48 hours to leave Iraq, or the coalition will invade. Saddam refuses, and on March 20th, airstrikes target Baghdad and coalition troops invade Iraq. But as US-led forces...
They're seeming just like this to Iran right now, bro.
Most do not race to secure suspected WMD sites. Instead, US tanks rush for Baghdad with the aim of finishing the job.
Except the thing is, they can't fucking send tanks and shit just willy-nilly. Iran is a mountainous region. They're gonna get fucking blown to bits. It's gonna be suicide. I definitely think Iran has the upper hand on ground troops. You know, it's just
started in 1991, eliminating Saddam Hussein's Iraq. Saddam counted on a patriotic uprising by the Iraqi population against the foreign invaders. His family was to play a crucial role in rallying them to fight the Americans. Saddam's sons, Qusay and Uday Hussein, eventually died in an hour-long firefight against American troops in Mosul in late July 2003. Uday's life as potential heir to Saddam had been marked by violence and cruelty. If you want to learn more about the life of Uday Hussein, you should check out the new series Mad Kings by Real Life Lore. And where can you watch Mad Kings? On Nebula, a streaming...
Hey, listen. It's seeming too eerily similar to what's going on in Iran right now. It's just too much is making too much sense, right? Chat, I feel like they're wanting us to get in this war because they need this money. They really need this money. It's seeming more and more that they have no more money left. They want to start a war so we can get, a bag, basically. But I hope y'all enjoyed, bro. Because this is getting crazy. The way the world is going, we might as well just give up and just call it quits. It's getting to a point where a lot of things are out of our control. It's seeming like more and more our government does not give a fuck. All they care about is their own profits and maximizing their fun. Whereas the average American is struggling. But what we can do is just go ahead and get on OnlyFans and start gooning, because that's honestly what we should do, chat. Like, I think we should all just get on OnlyFans, start gooning, and most definitely nuke the fucking European peninsula, because, it's a fun time.